Today's episode is a special episode to announce the launch of the latest crowdfund for SolForge Fusion, Shadows over Solis, live on GameFound now. I am excited to bring this to GameFound. It's the first time that we've brought SolForge Fusion to GameFound, but SolForge Fusion has been a crowdfunded project since day one, and I'm going to use this short podcast episode to talk a little bit about the lessons learned from crowdfunding, tell you a little bit about the campaign, and if you're excited and want to back it or share this, it's much appreciated, but hopefully you get some value out of the lessons that come from doing these kinds of crowdfunds. Lesson number 1 is that crowdfunding has changed a lot over the last 15 years. I joked back when we did these crowdfunds on Kickstarter that it should have been called Kick Finisher and not Kickstarter. You can't come to a project like this and not have a fair amount of preparation to be able to show off your game, to be able to build your community. People don't just discover you on crowdfunds like they used to back in the day. Now, in general, you have to bring your audience with you. What that means practically is that you should be able to have reviews for your game, prototypes that people can play and see, ideally a community that has already played the game and is already your advocates for it. This is something you can build if you don't have an audience already by posting for free on sites like Board Game Geek, participating in design challenges and things like Unpub, going to events, being able to generally get your game tested, get your game in front of people. And my advice is whenever you do, collect emails, collect socials, get people to follow you so that you can start to build a group and a audience ahead of time. In addition, you can pre-launch your campaign to start collecting followers, and I recommend that you do that at least 3 months before you launch a campaign so that you can start to build up a follower base so that your day one numbers look good. Lesson number 2 is to de-risk your campaign as much as possible. It is a very difficult time to make games. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market, whether it be tariffs or the economy. There's a lot of competition out there so that even great games sometimes are not successful. And so when you're creating a campaign, you want to find ways to validate the campaign and de-risk it for yourself. SolForge Fusion is able to do this in a couple ways that are pretty impressive and unique to SolForge Fusion. One, for Shadows over Solis, we actually launched the set digitally first, and you can play it completely for free in the app right now. What that means is we were able to test it, get validation from our audience, get people excited about it, and have a pre-built community that can come and now back the campaign to get the physical version of this set released. In addition, because we have our own algorithmically generated digital printing technology, we are able to print this set entirely in the USA. So it will print in the USA and ship from the USA. So where our largest customer base lives, we don't have to worry as much about tariffs and shipping, and we're able to reduce the risk of creating a physical game like this. In addition, digital printing allows us to print at whatever volume that we want to be able to print and don't have quite the same levels of minimum requirements as other print runs. And what that means is we're going to print this one to order. So if you back this campaign, you will get access to the physical version of Shadows over Solis. And once we run out of stock, we will not print it again. And so that creates and turns one of our constraints, which is we're not sure how much we're going to print, into an advantage, into an opportunity, because those that do purchase and do back the campaign will get an exciting collectible and will have one of the only chances to be able to get access to the set in the physical form. Lesson number 3 for crowdfund success is find ways to give cool exclusives that make these people, your backers, feel special and feel connected to you as a creator. Anybody can buy product in the store, and somebody that's going to back your crowdfund is giving you money before they receive your product to help support you as a creator. And so you need to find ways to make them feel special and to make this campaign feel special. So with the Shadows over Solis campaign, not only are we allowing there to be specialty tiers that only people from the campaign can get, where you could become a character in our game, become a Forgeborn, get access to incredible deals on back catalog products that nobody else gets. We are also able to offer exclusives with the digital game, like cool exclusive cosmetics and playmats and limited run items. Now, the key with all of these things is make sure that when you offer these exclusives, that you don't overcomplicate your production run. I will tell you that we have run campaigns in the past, in particular when we did our first version of Ascension Tactics, where we offered far too many different variations and unique SKUs and varieties and subpacks, and the process of fulfilling all of that ended up costing us way more than we'd anticipated. And sometimes you will have very successful quote-unquote crowdfunds that can lose you tons of money. So when possible, give exclusives that are exclusive experiences or easily replicatable items. For example, everybody in this campaign, depending upon the stretch goals and how we do for the Shadows over Solis campaign, we're going to be giving away bonus digital decks to everyone that participates. And one of the great things about SolForge Fusion is because it's a hybrid deck game, your collection lives in the physical world and the digital world. And so we can give out these exclusive codes, which make it an incredible deal to backers, but is easy enough for us to fulfill because we're just giving out digital goods, so it doesn't increase our shipping costs, it doesn't increase our risks. And, I'm being very transparent about this stuff because we built the most exciting campaign that we could come up with. We love this product. We love being able to create not just the digital version and the physical version, but a world that lives together. Richard Garfield and I were so excited about this. We also offered a special tier where you can work with Richard and me directly to design a card. We'll get on a call together, we'll work through it, we'll build it all together, and there's some really cool stuff that comes out of that because it lets us personally connect to our audience, and it doesn't cost any more other than our time and attention, and honestly, it's the kind of stuff that we love to do. So the feedback that we're able to get from our audience in these campaigns allows us to make better products for you. It allows us to build better relationships with the community. It allows us to learn the things that you want to have and to continue to give us more cool, unique items that are the core backers that are there. And this brings me to lesson number 4, which is gratitude and humility. And the truth is that making games is hard, even for people like Richard and I who have succeeded in making games that people love and have been doing this for decades. Every single time we want to launch a new product, every single time we want to launch a new release, it's risky, it's scary, it's difficult. The market may or may not accept it. It may change. The cost of production may change. And so what allows us to survive, not just market conditions, but also mistakes, because we made plenty of mistakes over the years, whether it be a product that wasn't up to standards or something that the community wasn't happy with, or a decision that may be controversial, like when we brought in the Web3 aspects of the game and allowed people to have $100,000 worth of prizes and token rewards and things like that. Some people didn't love it. But because we connect with the community, because I share my gratitude with the community, because I'm willing to admit when it's mistakes and have those conversations, I believe it's had a massive impact on the community's willingness to come along for the ride. And it's one of the things that I love about this podcast is being able to share the stories and the mistakes and the trials and the tribulations and the wins and all of the things that go on behind the scenes, so that you can not only hopefully make this process easier for you, for those of you out there that are creating, but that also hopefully you'll continue to support me and Stoneblade Entertainment's games and the projects that we make together, so that we can join and learn as we go and make fun experiences and build a global community. And that's one of the things I'm most excited about. If you can back the campaign on GameFound for SolForge Fusion Shadows over Solis, or share this with other friends, it's much appreciated. But whether you do or don't, I am grateful to you as a listener. We have been able to do this podcast over many, many years, and I've had incredible guests and incredible conversations, and I've heard from so many of you, especially those that have joined on the Substack. JustinGaryDesigns.com can take you right to the Substack, where I'm not only sharing these podcasts, but sharing articles and able to build a community of people that are all trying to create together. They're trying to build incredible games. They're trying to join and find ways to connect better, to learn how to be creative more, to learn how to connect with the people that they care about. And so I'm grateful to you as a community. I am incredibly humbled by the support that we have gotten for the games, the audience that has grown over these many, many years, and I will continue to do my best to add value to you, both in the games that I make and in the podcast episodes and the guests that we have coming. I've got a lot more exciting guests coming down the road over the next coming months. I can't wait to share with you, but in the meantime, thank you so much for your support, and if you can, go check out the SolForge Fusion Shadows over Solis crowdfund on GameFound.